Everybody, welcome back to Riga. You are inside the Riga Arena. Latvia and Ukraine will be the first game of Group A on game day 2 of the FIBA EuroBasket Women 2019. And as you would expect, the home crowd beginning to fill up the Riga Arena really nicely. Just 10 minutes away from tip. And here is the standings in Group A. Spain and Great Britain were the victors yesterday. Latvia and Ukraine, who faced each other with a crucial game, were both defeated on game day 1. Here's the schedule. Local time, Latvia and Ukraine will tip at 6:30. Spain and Great Britain are in the nightcap game at 9 o'clock local time. We are just going to get into individual player introductions, and gives me a chance to introduce Teresa Brantlova, the Czech international, who has had a great day today. The Czech Republic won earlier on, and now the hosts, and that would be a nice double, the hosts and your host country, your home country, getting the wins. But this, for me, it's always fascinating. Playing at home is an advantage, but also can be huge pressure, and Latvia must be feeling that pressure in what is a must-win game for them.
Yeah, I can only agree, especially with the absence of Kristina Vitola after the injury in yesterday's game. I think it's even more pressure right now on the Latvian team. But you know what, sometimes these kind of occasions makes you to stick together even more and play as a team even better. So let's hope that Latvia is going to use this pressure on them to kind of get them into better performance. Elina Dikaku was just amazing in that yesterday's game, 17 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. But we need someone else as well to step up today to support her against the group of Ukraine. On the other hand, we've seen Ukraine playing Spain yesterday. We couldn't really see much because all game they were sitting in the zone defense. And as expected, Jakubova has been the true leader of that group, and she was delivering the ball, and she was also scoring herself. She scored 38 points. Which is the most for a player on game day 1, and it was the most for a player of the losing side of EuroBasket game since Didek in Holland against Yugoslavia 2001. So I think Latvia has a tough task ahead of them, but for them it's either do or go. So I'm pretty sure they are ready to really give us their best.
Well, Latvia at the head-to-head, they've won both games in EuroBasket final rounds over the Ukraine. So if they're looking for some confidence builders, that's one of the ways they can get it. And such a tenacious team, Latvia, that they will find their way to gain success throughout this game. The Ukraine, are they a one-man team? Can they play defense? Have they got what it takes to progress to the second stage? I think we're going to find out in the next 40 minutes of basketball. It's just going to tell us so much about them. Some people say they can go deep. Let's talk about it more after the national anthems, and we'll start with Ukraine. And now the national anthem of Latvia. Well, players exchange those mementos of what is a crucial matchup, a matchup that will shape the future of this group. And we get a chance to look at the three officials who will control, manage, referee, whatever you want to call it. Sasa Malicic and Mila Kavala and Benjamin Manio-Atar from Serbia, Bosnia and Italy will take control of this game. Coach Boskovic, the Serbian coach of Ukraine, as we're going to look at the roster, Teresa, and for me, is it just about Maggie Yopova? We all know about her, but who else on this team can do what it takes?
I think Udojenko done a great job as well as one of the bigs of Ukraine. Also, we've seen Okovic to explode the second half against Spain as well with that long-distance shooting. So I think Ukraine definitely, it's not just a team of one player, even though that one player really stands out. I think they do have a quality within the roster to support Yagupova offensively and defensively. On the other hand, tough task for Latvia now, because if the other players are going to play as well, I think all Latvian players need to really be strong defensively as a team.
There's the numbers from last night: 38 points, 7 assists and 20 rebounds. She got stuck on 20 for a long time, and when she got stuck, Spain just opened up the game. And I think the most pleasing thing, if you're a Ukrainian fan, is that last night she started the game sharing the ball beautifully. Going to look at Latvia now, a team that will be disappointed after losing to Great Britain. Great Britain really did control that game from tip to completion. Liaku probably played one of her best games under pressure in the Latvian colours, and they are a strong roster. But Teresa, where do the points come from, apart from Diliaku? It wasn't clear last night.
Yeah, it wasn't as much. I know Zenta Melnika is not in the starting five, but I think her contribution is quite crucial in this game from the position of the big. Here we see Elina Dikoku. She had some incredible game, and you know what, the positive thing was that she stayed balanced mentally. She didn't have ups and downs. She was quite consistent throughout the whole game. 17.7 assists, 11 rebounds. That was very close to triple-double, which would have been probably the first here for sure. But I think she has really led her team, and I think she needs to carry on and pick up and stay consistent even in today's game if Latvia wants to have a win by the end of this game.
I think, yeah, building on what you just said, a lot of opportunities last night for Coach Seabarts. He'll be frustrated. He was frustrated afterwards because Diliaku shared the ball beautifully. She only had 7 assists, and that's largely because on at least another 8-9 occasions, people blew 2-foot wide open layups. She definitely could have had a triple-double, and players around the ring have got to have the composure. The one thing that Ukraine doesn't have, and Coach Golan Boskovic knows this, they're all roughly like, they're big forwards. They don't have real dominating athletes around the ring. GB, for last night, had Fengbele who would challenge the shot. I don't think they have this, so these players should be confident and just finish the plays. If Ilaku plays like she plays last night, she could become a national hero today, because this will keep Latvia's hopes alive. It's been a tremendous thing to look forward to. Can she deliver? Can her teammates deliver? Hey, they've all got to rise up and take Vitola's points away. Wherever you're joining us from, welcome to the Riga Arena. Latvia in the white, Ukraine in the blue, and Ukraine will get a look at it first time down the floor. Yakupova, nice pass, super little layup, and if you get caught watching her, she'll find her teammate.
Yeah, you definitely need to keep an eye on the other players as well, because she started. Whoa, that's a great response. And who else than the key player for today's game from Latvia, Elina Diakoku? To be honest, I love her game because she has such quick transition offense that it could really work if, just in case, Ukraine again decide to sit in that zone for most of the game. So I think that could really work and give them advantage before Ukraine sets their defense.
Well, Ukraine take a little leaf out of Spain's book and go quite tall and long defensively on Yakupova.
So we see Latvia has set the zone defense as well now.
Great hustle. Someone's going to hit the floor. Don't keep bending over. Just hit the deck. And Yaku again looks to be aggressive. Someone's going to take some confidence. Great pass, great look, great two. Oh, they blow it. And that is a really worrying start. She cannot do any more apart from give the easy 2 points on the inside for Brumane, who just blew it from 2 feet. That can be, the last time that happens if you're a Latvian fan. Gorbets gets it to Yakupova. That's going up for 3. Really put some snow on that one. And I still don't think she's the best 3-point shooter by any distance in this tournament.
That's quite an unnecessary mistake now for Pulvere, stepping out of bounds.
Just got to calm down, not panic, not get too caught up in the emotion.
Yeah, read the floor, read the lines, and you know where you are.
Kudenko moves it on.
So that was a great tactical move to start the game with the zone defense, but now Latvia back to man-to-man.
Great stance. Defensively, the rotation was good, even though they really did get in a bit of a mess with the first pass. Pulvere gets it into the half court. Good option to take the ball away from Diliaku, and Diliaku until they get into the half court, puts it on the floor, into the middle, wraps the pass, and they've turned it over, missed a layup and turned it over twice. And I think that's the pressure of the moment. Just relax, let the game come to you. The more you go looking for it, the more pressure you create for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can't win the game within the first 2 minutes, so you really need to protect the ball and get that feeling of the game again.
It's a great effort defensively. And Coach Seabards has looked at the game last night, doesn't want to give them the chance to just find the pass they want to Yakupova when they want it. He wants to try and dictate, and that's a really good sign. Now his offense just has to relax. His offense will come to him.
Yeah, absolutely, because she's going to score points, but you want to make her work twice harder for them than what we've seen yesterday against Spain when she had loads of space.
Pulvere attacks it. Mane, second move, beautiful step. So she misses the wide open easy and makes a great move for 2 and gives the home program, the home nation, the 2-point advantage. Ludenko, shake and bake. Yakupova puts some snow on that one and just scrubbs it.
Yeah, you should not give Yakupova any space to breathe on the court if you want to limit her in scoring ability.
A contested jump shot, giving her the chance to put it on the floor. What would you take? You're the coach, would you say, don't let her shoot it or make her put it on the floor?
Yeah, or play team defense, just try to really not allow her to breathe in today's game.
But she's going to breathe, so when she's breathed, when she has had that breath and she's caught it, what do you want to give her? Do you want to give it a jump shot or do you want to give it a penetration?
Definitely a jump shot.
I think they'll take the one, they'll take that. I think if they contest it though, they have to have a hand on it. Pulvere's got to go at her. If she just passes off, she'll have an easy time defensively. Yaku puts it on the floor off her foot. The intent was good, but the execution poor. Yakupova, great effort defensively, but she just goes up and scores. You can't stop her on the penetration.
Yeah, but where are the other players? Because I think Startmane has done really good job now stopping that penetration, but then you would say, okay, who else gonna go into the hoop if Yakupova has the ball? So you really want to go and try to double her or at least help your teammate.
Chance to make it a 3-point play. and silence the crowd, which I don't think anyone's going to do for a while anyway. 8-4 lead for the Ukraine. Pulvele will move the basketball on. Diliaku gets it. In the lane, needs a pass, finds one. The long two is long. Offensive rebound. You got to be stronger than that, but the ball will stay with Latvia.
It's been great effort from Urenko trying to get that rebound. I think we've seen that Elena Diakoku really is looking for that penetration, and her teammates really need to stretch the floor a little bit to give her the space to penetrate.
Create that drive lane. Romani gets it out to Diliaku, slices through and drops it down for the short two. Great work on the glass. Maybe should have gone straight up. Pulvele puts it on the floor. Seam opened up. Diliaku outside. Thinks about the three. Crosses over, gets to the keyway. Wraps it. Beautiful find. Got to make the open shot. She's giving you open shots. Make them. If Coach Siebert has someone who has all sorts of weaknesses in their game, but can knock down open shots, they've got to spend time on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely, and you're not going to get any better position than Elena Diakoku created for Brahmane.
Veslina, who could be one of the answers offensively, she does score. Verli puts it on the floor, creates again the open look. Tough one from the baseline, great offensive rebound. What an effort. That's what it means. Everybody's on the floor. And the referees are going to have to go jump ball. The ball will stay with Latvia. And the table believe that they're going to reset to full team. Good shot, body on the line.
Yeah, we see that hustle now on the floor. Before, Zelta Mendica had a great rebound, but you can't put the ball down on the knee level where all the small players of Ukraine are ready to grab the ball. So keep it high and just tip it in.
Where's that small player from the Ukraine?
Yeah, that's true. I would say the point guard.
No, you're so right, though, because everybody can play with it. She could have gone straight up.
Yeah.
The great thing about this Ukrainian lineup, as you pointed out all the time, is how big in every spot they are. It's like one point guard and four, everybody else is the same.
Absolutely. Only Skerkiska, I think, is the only exception in that Ukrainian team, having under 180.
It's another number 88. That's 288s we've got in this competition.
Must be a magical number.
Must be something to do with it. We'll find that out for you later. Here's Pulvele outside the three. Great little curl, the pass inside, and it's knocked away again. You've got to be strong with a basketball here. Halfway through nearly the first, and it's 8-4, so it's a tense first period. A double dribble, anyway. Backdoor cut. That is a tough move. And for once, Yopova couldn't complete the play.
That only shows this slow motion, how strong she is into that penetration. Even you're trying to block her and you're the one who's going to get a hit, and still you commit a foul.
Well, only one. First one is a miss. And the Latvian crowd try and do all they can to make the second one a miss, but nothing but string.
Yergupova has shot the free throws yesterday, 91%, 11 out of 12. Excellent percentage.
No, she's not missing free throws very often. Yaku into the half court. Belinka, great pass and the foul. Tough play. And the other thing that Yaku really understands is the emotion of the crowd. You know, the emotion when she scored, the way she lay on the floor with, you know, waiting for people to pick her up. She's going to try and get all she can to get this crowd involved in the game. Makes the first from the free throw line.
Yeah, absolutely, and she's fully aware of the energy that the crowd can give this Latvian team, especially in the crucial moments of this game. So she is having enough experiences to know it.
And what she hopes is the same thing that happened to the Czech Republic earlier on. Players who are good shooters keep their confidence and make shots as the game progresses. Because this Latvian team have players that can score from deep. Here Pova, deep on the shot clock, 7, gives it up. The three is short. Someone's coming up with that, and again, the Ukraine are just stronger, more aggressive, and just want the basketball that little bit more at the moment. Pulveri picks up the personal foul.
Yeah, Latvia ensure the players needs to really book the Ukrainian out after their shot, because you don't want to give a team another possession just from the giving up that position on the rebound. Oh.
Turnover, and the crowd like that one. They'll take that.
Yeah, that was a good intention, but Jagopova has decided to curl behind that screen, and now we will see it, because she read the defense, but her teammate didn't really recognize that.
So Yaku and the official are just having a few exchanges. I have some sympathy with it. I've seen nothing that dictates the need for a little chat, but she needs some protection out here. She's going to get hit a lot, and she just got hit off the ball again. Deep post-up foul because they switched. Good recognition. And Kate Kreslina, if you think back to the way she's played in the EuroBaskets and the World Cup, she could be the extra player that they need to score.
Absolutely. Yesterday she was struggling with those personal fouls when she committed two very early in the game, so she spent a load of time on the bench to save her for the later stage of the game. So she definitely needs to be a contribution today.
Well, 0 for 2 from the line, and we saw how important in all these games so far quality percentages from the free throw line. Great Britain, for example, went on one missed throw. You just said Yakubova only missed one free throw against Spain. If you're going to give up points to the free throw line, and Latvia already have given up 4, it's not going to help the cause.
Yep, absolutely agree. And you know what, like, it's too late after the game to say, oh, we could have made those free throws, because those are points from free. You really need to focus to hit them. 4-on-3 break.
Yaku, they got in a way more than anything else. Inside pass. Malinka to the far side of the ring. Poor shot. If you haven't got the shot you want, don't take the one they give you. Yupova stops, fires the three, way short. Latvia come up with a defensive rebound and the right person. Great look. Kreslina should have attacked and didn't. Pulveri gives a little space, looks inside, in the back, over the back, and Latvia will go to the free throw line, but they've just simply got to make these free throws.
Yeah, absolutely, because it could become quite mental breakdown if they're going to keep missing, because you want to build the confidence on these shots, not to put it down. So really important for them to hit them.
And then we saw last night as well that they play behind the back defense on the post. And if they do that again today, this is going to happen. But hey, why not foul? Because Latvia are not making the free throws.
Absolutely.
0 for 2 again. That's a 2 for 7 start for the free throw line for Latvia, and it's just not going to get it done.
Yeah, they could have been easily leading in this game so far, but instead they are 3 down. And really, as we said already, for the mental kind of advantage, they need to hit them.
In Latvia, with a defensive strategy to literally sag off everybody else, but guard the three is gone, and good! And she is loving the crowd, and the crowd are loving her. She goes for 5 personal and ties the game with 2:50 to go in 1. Interesting defensive structure. But they get soft on the pass, and they can't get soft on the pass. Yupova penetrates, wraps the pass around, ball's out of bounds, she's out of bounds.
That was a great defensive possession from Latvia now. They have stayed in the zone defense and really filled that inside space for this pass what Jagopova wanted to hit. We've just seen the replay of Helena Vikalaku's 3 and the 4 card of the crowd.
Well, timeout for the Ukraine. I'm not sure they need the timeout, but because there's nothing wrong with a 9-9 position. Agiapova's getting enough touches. Defensively, the only thing is they just play behind the back. They switch, but no one denies anything.
Yeah, I think they more struggle against the zone defense of Latvia, because we know that the game of Ukraine is Jaguar having the ball playing 1-1, but you can't really play against the set zone defense the same way. So you gotta first try to move the defensive players, and then when the open space is gonna show up, then you can attack it. But I think Ukraine needs to more move the ball and bodies as well before some penetration is gonna happen.
Well, there's the President of the Republic of Latvia. It's great. He's courtside. He's right here, front row, right in front of us. And that's how big this is for this country. The President's out here in the front row supporting the women's team and just hope that his team get the win. Great for the sport that he's here.
Absolutely, but female basketball in Latvia is huge, and it has been big for years. And I think it's great to see the support of the President.
Latvia in the half court. Iliaku has it, looks at her options, and Kreslina hits the floor and just about survives. Now Ukraine have come out and gone much more aggressive defensively. The move off the board is good. Malinka one-on-one is fine. In traffic she struggles.
Yeah, she's the type of player that if she doesn't have to dribble, she's way better. So you want to kind of play a pick and roll and let her go, build the position on the rim, and then try to use the advantage of that action.
Well, they don't mind giving up an open, but they've got to rebound, and that's just poor at the defensive end. Another three is long. Iliaku does everything. Rebounds, pushes, going up strong, takes some contact for two. All right, Iagabova is going to come back. She's only ever going to get minor minutes sitting on the bench, because you saw what they had when she wasn't on the floor, not a lot.
Yeah, they absolutely struggle without her being on the court. So, as you said, 2 reps and back on the court.
The turnaround bank shot is good. If you let Domingo catch it that deep, she's going to make. Kreslina has it, needs a pass, moves it on. Bomane. And kick. Kreslina for 3 is long, and it's caught up with everything behind the basket.
And again, there's been a little bit struggle to open up a space. So there was both posts who wanted to post and fill that inside space. So the only option Latvia had was that long distance shot.
Agupov's back, and whoever's in her area is going to have to play harder, but they let her catch a little easy. Denko gets it off, takes the long 3. And that's better on the glass because they had inside position and boxed out. Iliaku, they're not going to stop her. Big step off the glass. Doesn't get the 2. And Shavitska leads it, gives it up to Iagabova, and Iliaku didn't like the situation she got caught in, so took the reach on it. And I think she's going to sit with 25 seconds to go.
Yeah, that's a great move from Coach Martin Zibars to give her a couple of minutes to rest, because I think she will have to spend on the court most of the game. Yeah. So right now for that defensive position, 25 seconds to rest for Elina Dikailaku.
Well, there is no tomorrow. That's the attitude they've got to have in this game, both teams. Agiopolo moves it on. And 1. Melovic becomes another scorer.
And I think Ukraine is really way better offensively against the man-to-man defense than zone defense. They show that they will struggle. And it's going to be a good thinking point for Coach Martin Zibors to see if he's going to send his players back to that zone defense to try to change the rhythm.
Ukraine will tick over the score to take the 14-13 lead. The last possession of the first quarter. And plenty of time for the Latvians to get the last shot. High-low pass, Malinka off the glass for 2. Super execution, super 2. And we reach the end of quarter 1. And what is a do-or-die game for Latvia? They have the lead. 15-14, it's not free-flowing. It will not be free-flowing for the whole game. So nervous at the start. Both teams feeling the pressure. Latvia getting going. They lead 15-14 on those statistics. Ukraine 12% for the 1 from 8. They took a lot of threes.
Labāko, ja? Un 50 eiro galvkartē apsveicām Lamiju. Arī Čekijas atrenējušies, ja? Labi, nu ko trešais. Ja to nākīs arī 50 eiro galvkārt, es 20 reizes atskaitīšos.
What a first quarter. You could almost touch the intensity, touch the pressure. You know, Latvia turned it over, what, 3 times in the first 4 possessions? But you can't say enough things about Diliaku. What a way to lead your team, and you can see the confidence thing grow with everybody else.
Yeah, and it's such important. She again stepped into today's game with that mental balance, let's say, not really getting too overexcited or not enough. She really is truly leader of this Latvian team, and I'm so pleased to see this first quarter, because it just gives us the fact that this game is absolutely open for either side to grab the win by the end. And I think Latvia does really good the transition offense, trying to avoid the Ukraine to set up their defense. Also, we know with that absence of Vitola, I think Zenta Melnica is the top player. If you don't have anything yourself in transition offense, try to use her offensively for that pick and roll, or try to pack her down under the rim. That's where she is strong, not with the dribble. Just give her the pass in a position so she can just tip it in.
Well, Elovic will start us off in 2. Straight down the gut of that Latvian defense, and they were just sleeping. And every time you just take the easy option of thinking about Yagupova, someone else will hurt you. Great recognition. Rudenko, 2 for 2. And they take the opportunity to leave Diliaku on the bench, giving her a little bit more rest. Strazmane gets her feet set, thought about the long 2, changed her mind. Jakobsson gets it onto the wing. Out of bounds, you can see it. We're on the other side of the court, and you knew she was there.
Yeah, and it's a second unforced error for Latvian team, just stepping out of the bounds. The players really need to know where they are on the court.
Pova face guarded. They take the 3, knock it down, and Gorbets gets the 3. And the rest of the team have decided to play at the start of this second quarter. It was a great sign for Ukraine. And that's come from the fact they're just more aggressive defensively. Foul line jump shot is no good. You just got to knock down those shots. And that'll be a little bit of soccer.
Yeah, again, it's great hustle from both teams' bodies on the floor. Tells you how much it means. And Gorup has done a great job right now to not give up that ball coming into the hands of the Latvian players. This is her 3 big hit.
Right, Agyapova was trying to tell the official the floor's wet because they've all just dived on it, and they haven't dried it, so around the Nike sign, let's hope no one slips. Whistle on the play. And they're going to go offensive. And I think that's Kreslina picks up the personal. She is really a little bit foul prone, and at the offensive end you don't really need, and turned it over straight away but recovered. And what it's going to be. Redlovic picks up foul number 3. That could be costly for the Ukraine. Those loose ball fouls really hurt you because it's just one of those try to recover. Pulvele thought about baseline, gets the handoff, thinks about the mid-range, tries to create a little separation to make the pass. Egi Yapova just played tough on the baseline. And quite rightly, Gorobets said, let's slow down, let's play some half court here. Yapova gets a screen in the block. And she chooses to give it up. Tough. The great decision because straight away, Lujovic had the wide open too, but she had the guard on her back.
Yeah, absolutely, but that's much better pace of Ukraine, like now, having this action after combination. So it makes them all move and create these spaces.
Oh, beautiful hesitation. Jacob Soli, who probably is going to come out of the game, just created a little lane to the hoop, gets the 2. Redlovic goes inside, ball's knocked away, Lenko goes inside, great recovery. To get ahead of the pass, Yapova wraps it down low.
That's a tough angle to pass the ball, and then Malashenko's showing Yagupova, give me the ball high because I have a good player at my knee level.
And I still think the Ukraine are a better lineup when Anna Pilatsavitska is in the game because I think they get that more balance with her as a point guard. Pulvere gets to the foul line, kicks it off, they look inside, no angle. Penetration, a kick to the corner, and Kreslina can't handle it.
I think it really suits Ukrainian team to have some organized game on the court, and then when no one else or there's nothing coming out of it, then give the ball Yagupova. But look at that move in and out, and it does travel.
Picks up the pivot foot, dragged into the middle.
Really, so that travel, yeah, that was that little step before the move.
Yaku will get Latvia into the half court. 4-point game, Ukraine have the lead. Pulvere gets inside. Yaku from the corner is short. Defensive rebound is pulled in. And the foul, which is going to be on Pulvere. Good look for Latvia, could knock it down. And there's the foul, which is 30 meters from the basket, and I don't really think, as much as you're frustrated, don't waste your foul.
Yeah, and Ukraine is not a team who would be really quick into the transition, so I don't think it was necessary to stop them from what they didn't aim to run.
And that's the other thing that will happen if you are chasing and denying on Yapova. If they're looking to pass, the screen, and the execution of it has to be so good. Offensive foul call, second team foul on the Ukraine. 6:50 to go in the half. Loving the atmosphere here. Yaku gets the 2 options on the screen, tries to turn the corner. Skip. And while the pass was poor, no one else moved.
Yeah, she was waiting for the hit or corner move, but Pulvere was right in between on both positions, so she gonna make a move and offer herself for this pass.
Kivska gets it off to Yapova, to the corner. Lovic takes the 3, and he's off. Pulvere, you don't realize how good a job she did because she had no chance of getting that rebound. She's put her body on it and allowed her teammate to rebound. Pulvere turns the corner, left hand off the glass.
What a brace penetration for Pulvere. Great, she saw the open line all the way to the hoop. Ukraine defense split line didn't react on time.
Yapova with a rainbow 3 is short. What a board! You have to box out. Udodenko came from the 3-point line to get the offensive board. No one tried to put anything on her. I think we have a few thousand coaches around her, who just is around us, who are just yelling that. She just came from nowhere. Finds herself on the free throw line. Chance to increase Ukraine's lead. 1 for 2 from the line, defensive rebound, and neither team is excelling from the free throw line. That's pressure. Pure and simple. Pulveri moves the basketball. Stratmane outside. Pulveri has it. Sideline pick and roll. They did take it. Now they take the long 2, drops it. Gets the confidence on the penetration, gets her feet set and knocks down the 2. We got a 1-point game.
Yeah, and she has really read the defense well, because the defense tapped on the rolling player, so why not to take the shot, especially when you score the possession before.
Great effort. Can't come up with a steal. And Yapenko drops it inside, little fumble. Ball's knocked away. Liaku, chance to run in transition. That's an unsportsmanlike foul. And if that's Radolovic, that'll be foul. Oh, it's foul number 1. It's Horobets who has the 3 fouls. And the Ukraine will take timeout.
Here is the replay of the no intention to play a ball, really just body.
Well, here's the question again. The other team is going to shoot free throws and have sideline possession. Do you want to give them that chance to organize their sideline after they've played their free throws? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But one thing what's good again is that Alina Dicalco really pushing the ball, and she is ready to go farther in this stage of tournament, because you can see she's not going to give up one possession.
It also gives Coach Zibats a chance to say, we're going to run this. If we score, we might press, we might do this.
Yeah, to be honest, I think it's a great strategic move from Latvia as well, because Ukraine has really tall players. That means that they are a bit slower than the shorter players of Latvia, so they really do have to run the floor, and they've been doing it really well. That's why they are in the game, because Ukraine has trouble to stop that transition offense of Latvia.
Well, let's see if it works with Ukraine taking their second time out. They're still halfway through this second quarter, still half of the quarter to go. They have no timeouts left in this first half. There's an emotional shift. It's an interesting moment in the game. Latvia could really benefit if they're smart, if they make their free throws. Yaku makes the first. Ties it at 22. She goes 2 for 2, and they have the possession. And Lovic with the unsportsmanlike foul. I do like the call. It does stop the foul, stopping the break. And that'll be the 14th foul for the Ukraine. Iapova picks up the personal.
So now on every other foul of any of the teams going to be sent to the foul line shot for 2 free throws.
And Ukraine are very foul prone. We saw a game last night that took over 2 hours with the Ukraine sending Spain to the free throw line for 32 times. Well, very knocks it down. And a stop now. And Latvia have a huge opportunity going into the half. Shavitska gets it into the half court. Melashenko moves it on. Radolic gets it, doesn't get the drop. Big rebound, big rebound. Tries to hold on, just about holds on. 2:14. Yapova for 3, it's long. And the ball is out of bounds. And Latvia have it.
And the crowd heating up in here. Over 6 quick points in this quarter for Latvia. This is a shot from the corner. Just heats up the crowd again. Latvia really need behind their back.
If you're a Latvian fan now, you're saying just make good decisions. Make good decisions, get good shots. Really do a good job here.
Yeah, that has been a 3 points, not 2.
No, definitely a 3.
Good usage of the resources we have. The camera, the officials check if Pulveri has been on the line or not.
And we're on the other side of the floor, and we think it's a 3. So Diliaku wants pressure out of bounds, relieved, and they're all over Diliaku now. Almost turned over. Pulveri's got to take the same responsibility she's been taking the last 2. Got to put it up. Takes the tough one. and they can't get it away. Good stop by Ukraine, and you've got to give so much credit to Anna Bielotskavitska all over the Aku, and really did force Latvia to do something they didn't want to do. That's all your defense is about. And gives it up. They look down low. Mid-range jump shot is off. And the ball will stay with the Ukraine. They just have to do the little things. Right now, 3 moments of the game. This 4-point lead could grow, or Ukraine could get back right in it. And you can feel the crowd feeling the importance of the moment. Gipska gets it off. Ilyapova goes inside. Nice pass. Beautiful pass. Malyshenko with the easy job because someone just gave you points on a plate.
That has been, again, a great court vision from Yegupova, knowing that 2 players are on her back.
Yaku picks up the person, will go to the free throw line.
Then you kind of have to ask the questions, like the position before, Bielotskivska done a great job to cut Elena Diakonou from the ball. Why they don't carry on with that? I know it's quite physical, but you're trying to really cut her off the ball, so she's not as effective as she is so far. 11 points.
Well, Kavitska goes on to 3 personal. I think that's a big number because she was setting the tempo defensively. Kondus checks into the game for the Ukraine. She's got to pick that defense up in the same way. Yaku's found her range from the free throw line. Has made her last 3. Make that 4. And Kreslina is not interested in the basketball whatsoever. They're face guarding Agiapova. Ball's knocked away, turnover. Fulera gives it up. Diaku goes up for the layup for 2. On a roll with the home crowd on their feet. Diaku takes it over. Almost a fumble. Kundus thought about the 3. Agiapova gets it closer to the halfway line than the 3-point line. Looks inside. Balls up, great finish. Super pass, super heads-up play, great finish. And Zibats takes the timeout. His team lead by 4 with 3:19. I still think almost let it go. Unless he feels he needs to give someone a blow.
Yeah, it's been great experience, let's say, play from Ukraine right now, not to get away with that vibe Latvian teams getting into their back. They really did keep the composure. They really did play what they're good at. So Yegupova on the ball trying to play pick and run and open up her teammate if she can't play herself. So I think there's been great response from Ukraine on this Latvian run. Here we see Ukraine 11 points from bench. Points in the paint quite even. I think that's really Ukraine needs to stop the transition offense of Latvia. And on the other hand, Latvia needs to keep pushing because that's the way they can play. We see Zenta Melnika back on the court, so if they don't have that transition offense, they need to really try to get her involved. The way that she's going to end up right under the hoop to be able to be open for that pass and put it in.
Wow. Agiapova is really starting to share this now. 8 points, so she's taken a third of their shots, but she's also dished out 4 assists. So she has been responsible for that much offense.
She hasn't scored in this quarter yet, which is quite rare.
Kreslina hits the deck, great work on the glass. Tremendous rebound. I don't know if the pass was so good. Agiapova in transition, watch out. Off her foot though, that's one for the scrapbook. I've never seen her do that before. Yaku moves it on Fulbere, who's missed the opportunity to put up another open look. Lenka inside out, and that was, I think I was close to stealing that too.
A shame Fulbere didn't take that shot because she had both bigs under the hoop for possible rebound, just in case she would have missed.
Yegupova thinks about it, puts it on the floor, all the way to the glass for 2.
Good read from Yegupova. She knew Zenta Melnika can't guard her on her feet.
And Latvia taking another quick timeout with 2:32 to go. And they lead by 2.
And I know it's hard to believe, but that was the first 2 points of Yegupova in this quarter in 7.5 minutes, which is quite rare to see. But as you already mentioned before, she's been on 4 assists and she's been really opening up her teammates, which makes it way easier for Ukraine because it gets that attention of one player away, and other players are feeling involved and boosting their confidence for the second half.
Well, Latvia still only shooting 6 for 11, but they've made their last 4, so that's improving from the free throw line. Well, Dielaku's improving from the free throw line because she's the person who's made the last 4. I really think that they have the game. They have a way of winning this game, Latvia. It's just, will they stay with it? Will they just forget the fact that they might make a mistake and just be aggressive and push? And the one thing is just make her work. Just make Iggyapova work for things, not just let her run passes from the high post.
Yeah, absolutely, which has been working so far really well. Because we've seen Christina really facing EuroBasket to really not even paying attention to the ball, and then that's what you just said, that they need to make her work twice harder and not give her that confidence of easy 2 dribbles on the spot, set her feet and be ready to attack.
Yeah. Kovac gets Liaku gets it into the half court. Kreslina will move it back. Veri's had a nice start to the game. Liaku beat set for 3 and orchestrates everybody on their feet. Easy catch again for Liapova. Saw the mismatch, just loved it there. Just heads up. You don't have to be great to recognize that. Just throw the lob.
Yeah, but other players need to see this, because that pass took forever to be delivered out there. And if you see your short teammate being in a mismatch, you gotta go there and help.
Well, they try and repeat Latvia. They just hang on, but turn it over. Chance for the Ukraine to cut into 1 or even tie the game on this possession. Liapova has it, turns the corner, looks, skips. Great penetration. They blow the layup, and Latvia come down with a defensive rebound. And Hovod just has to make that layup. Uveri, it opens up. She needs a pass, never there. But fortunately, they're bowed out. The ball just couldn't be controlled. It's almost like she made the penetration. I'm going to make that pass regardless.
And the second pass, they're trying to bounce pass to Zenta Melnika. She really needs the ball high, because she has the size, she has the athleticism to jump for the ball, even if you throw it to the air,
and you saw the rotation, and Dielaku's wide open.
Yep.
Passed it alongside Pulveri for the 2 is good, and she's had a super half. She's that second player now who's really giving the support.
9 points in the second quarter for Pulveri. Excellent.
The help was late, the foul was there. In fact, she got suckered into it a little bit. Should have just asked her to make a tough one.
Yeah, that comes to the point, like, would you like to stay in charge to EuroBasket, who is really like going into the penetration so aggressively, or you just do what you've just done, didn't move your body enough to commit a personal foul.
Over on the free throw line. She goes 2 for 2. Substitution as Brumane will check in for Villavere.
Villavere 3 personal fouls. I think that's why that substitution, to keep her on the bench for later stage of this game.
Kreslina, who I still think is one of the key factors of this. Foul on the play. She will go to the free throw line. Chance to increase the 3-point margin.
That could easily be called as an unsportsman foul as well, because that was no really intention to play the ball. It was just to allow the player to shoot.
Exactly. And therefore it becomes a good foul, as Kreslina misses the first. And the free throw percentages drop to 50% again. They will not win this game shooting 50% from the free throw line.
No, it's only Elena Dikela who is shooting 85%. The rest of the players basically couldn't make the shot from that line.
Ukraine, Liapova almost stolen. Kreslina almost gets a piece. Dielaku read it. And the crowd are going to enjoy this as she makes the 2. Kondus in the lane, needs a pass, finds a pass. The long 2 is good. And the Ukrainian team have people who can shoot the basketball, there is no doubt. As Melashenko knocks down another two. He's Bering. Wide open, Kreslina drops it for good. At the end of the quarter, opens it out to a 7-point advantage, and Kreslina finally gets one to drop. And she's going to love halftime right now.
It's always so important to hit this shot to the changing rooms of the opposition, because it's just gonna keep you going for the third quarter.
41-34 at the half. The Latvian team have it after trading early lead. Going into the halftime, crucial matchup, 41-34. So statistically, the free throw line just jumps out at you, doesn't it? I mean, it's like one of those places you should be in complete control, and it could cost Latvia the win, but they have the 7-point lead. Agiapova making her way to the locker room. She has 11, but look at Diliaku. She had 18 last night, 18 and a half. Pulvere's given her the support, they are carrying this team.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure Jakubova won't be that happy, because she is used to having a little bit more outstanding individual performance, and what more, she has already committed 5 turnovers in this game, which I think that will be the most frustrating factor for her in this game so far. But on the other hand, again, Elina Dietkaku really leads the team energy-wise and point-wise, and really Kreslina now stepped up. Pulvere, excellent second quarter, 9 points, and that's such needed. Now we need some of the bigs of Latvia as well to step up and contribute from that range of the shots as well. On the other hand, I think Ukraine really does a great job with the other players getting involved, but you know, they need to hit some long distance shots as well, because you can't win the games on this level if you're gonna shoot really low percentage from threes.
Okay, while you're enjoying these highlights, we're gonna leave you. We'll be back shortly. We'll be back in around 9 minutes or so to see if Latvia can get over the line. We'll see you for the second half.
Dāmas un kungi, Madlēna Valdberga, Starlight Dance, skaļi aplausi! Nu ko, laiks atgriezties arvien tuvāk šīs dienas spēles otram nogrieztim. Vēl 8, precīzāk nepilnas 9 minūtes, un tad jau turpināsim mūsu brīnišķīgo cīņu šīs dienas basketbola spēlē.
2019篮球世界杯就在中国，腾讯体育点燃中国主场。Brauc brīvdienās?
Hey, Pupa reverses one more, and Lorenz is wide open. Count it.
How about that from Romeo? Turner drives in. Oh, that's been their favorite spot on the court.
Jovic steps back. Ooh. Off the glass for two. Beautiful move.
Petrovic trying to finally put them to bed, and does. Petrovic brings this crowd to its feet.
Mēs elpojam. Mums ir emocijas. Lai arī ko mēs darītu, mums ir nepieciešams ūdens. Izvēlies dabīgo minerālu ūdeni. Mangaļa, minerāls sāļiem bagāts.
Well, welcome back, everybody. We've had to catch our breath because the atmosphere in here was getting pretty intense because Latvia, with that little run going into the halftime break, have opened out a 7-point lead. And in normal circumstances, those numbers you'd love. 5 assists, 3 steals, 4 from 5 from the field, 11 points. But we're talking about Alina Agiopova, who averages 32 points in qualifying. So let's not write her off yet. Let's not say she's only going to get 22 points. But at some point in this game, she's going to try and explode. But Latvia are in control. You know, they have the advantage, and they have the superstar of the game so far. And we're going to get a look at her in the moment, but I'm not going to ruin the stat line. You can talk the stat line when it comes up for Diliaku. I'm not going to ruin that because that's one of the halftime stat lines of the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. There was Navi Krasina, but the player who you're talking about is the star of Latvian team at the moment, scoring 20 points in 17 minutes, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, but with 4, she just brings all her team energy-wise, and the heat of the crowd works for her as well. And I think the influence is just massive from this young talented point guard of Latvia.
More than anything else, her energy, the way she played the crowd, and the crowd really inspired her. And this stat line is going to be phenomenal. 6 from 7 from the floor, 20 points from the free throw line, 6 from 8 from the floor, 2 assists as well. 20 points. I mean, she is, just let's forget Agiopova, because Diliaku has just put on a show.
Yeah, and the way she does it, she just, you know, runs the floor. That's what she knows the best, to attack the danger as well, opening up her teammates, because we've seen again her teammates to blow out some shots of those assists, which she would have gained if they would have made those shots. So I think really exciting second half ahead of us to see if she can continue consistently with this performance, because we've seen her perform very similar way in yesterday's game. So we assume yes, she will, and she has to if Latvia wants to grab the win. On the other hand, Ukraine, really, Jakubova has the hard work today, because Latvia really makes her work hard, twice harder to even receive the ball. A great example, Krasina not even facing the ball, and just completely facing Jakubova to allow her to give her any extra space.
Well, just over a minute and a half before the start of the second half, and I think there's the Ukrainian team has proved they're not just a one-player team. There's lots of players who've really done a nice job. Manashenko has 10, and on top of that, they've got support from Melilovic with the 3. They've got performances defensively from people. However, if they're going to win, Agiopova has to get 30. If she doesn't get 30, I don't see them winning. At the same breath, though, Latvia have to take the opportunities they have. That free throw percentage has to go up, because we know that the Ukraine are very, very foul prone. They are going to commit fouls. At the moment, just over 50% is not good enough. If they'd have shot a reasonable set, they could have been 14 up, 13 up. But Latvia have given themselves an opportunity to stay alive in EuroBasket Women 2019, and an opportunity to generate an atmosphere here on Sunday afternoon, when the crowd will come out for a game against Spain, if they are still in with a chance of staying in the tournament.
Absolutely, and you asked me a question prior to the game, if the pressure Latvia has on their back in this game would work for them or against them, and this is the answer. I think it works really well for them, because they stick together as a team, and not only Elina Diliaku is performing well, but also Provera has stepped up that second quarter, which was a massive 9 points from her, and such needed for Latvian team in that first half. So I think they really don't admit that pressure on them, and just play what they're good at, and they're trying to use their strength within the team they have.
Here we go then, moments away. Welcome back to the Riga Arena in the beautiful city of Riga. And we are just about to get going in quarter 3. And Diliaku has it. And we'll get the Latvian national team into the half court. Pick and pop action. And they hit the second side. They take the 3, and it's short. Pulveri pulled out of the rebound because Agiopova was already there.
We see Coach Bushkovich from Ukraine has put on the floor his first starting 5, even though Bilaskerkitska and Radulovic on 3 personal fouls.
Levitska outside, puts it on the floor, breaks the defense down, wraps it. Wide open mid-range 2 is short. And the defensive rebound is just about held on, and we'll have a jump ball. Now they go back to the Ukraine. No one again boxed out though.
Yeah, and that's a great hustle from Ukraine, because I think Rumemane already had control of that ball, but they just tipped it off over her hands to go into the jump ball.
So end line possession for Ukraine. Bounce pass inbounds. There's Udenko and Yapova combined. Udenko going baseline, spins back to the middle, needs a pass or tries to force one. Nice pass, little shovel pass, defensive rebound pulled in by Sklamani. And Pulvare will advance the basketball. The fact that Deliaku doesn't have to handle the pressure all the time is a big advantage. Nice pass, beautiful finish. Dante Malenka is the recipient of an assist and a 9-point Latvian lead.
And that's exactly the position she needs to receive the ball in and play. I already said that if she's going to be involved in that fundamental pick and roll and receive the ball just to tip it in, that's her strength.
Yapova in the lane, kicks. Pulvera can't just get it scrambling around. The three is good. Bielskavitska shows why she's out on the floor. And the small point guard, nice pass straight down the gut. And their transition defense has been poor yesterday and today, and Deliaku just exploits it. Beautiful pass. The big runs the floor, give the big the ball. As people say, feed the bear.
To be honest, I think really, I wouldn't even say Latvia, but Elina Dikealku is one of the best players in transition offense, the quickest player, how to bring the ball from the defensive half to offensive half and use it effectively, because that you even not knowing, and the ball is straight away under the basket.
Well, Skramane sits and doesn't look that comfortable. Medical people taking a look. I'm not sure how bad or how good she is. Bielskavitska on the floor, fills the double team. Great rotation. They rotate away. The open three is short. It's great defense as a team. Pulvare will push the basketball. And they don't want to stop. They want to keep pushing until Ukraine stop them. Post entry, ball's knocked away. Skavitska has it. One-on-one on the break, decides to stop and pull it out. Yapova wants it in the block, so dangerous inside. Deliaku comes up with a steal. On top of everything else. Steps back, knocks it down. She's feeding off the crowd, and the crowd is just reacting to her. 10-point margin, she has 22 personal. Yapova tries to answer and does with 3. And while she's in the game, you are never enough points ahead.
No, you can't give her not even 1 second to breathe.
Deliaku, far side of the ring, is fouled. And she is not just carrying the team on her back, but she's helping her teammates carry this team. A tremendous transition basketball, because the ball was never stopped.
Absolutely. And again, it's another example of a great quick transition offense and using the momentum before the defensive players even set themselves into those positions.
Yaku for the free throw line is good. Make that 2 from 2 again. And Bielskavitska advances the basketball into the half court. They'll take the pick and roll. Oh, she turns it down. Now the pick and roll will come back. Elishenko, double team. Great defense. And Pulvera getting into the passing lane just forced the turnover. The trap is the one thing, the movement away from the ball is the other.
And that's definitely one thing Bielskavitska didn't expect, that she's going to get that trap.
Kreslina gets it back to Pulvera. Liaku gets it, attacks the space, stops and pops. Can't get it to drop. She doesn't need to go forcing stuff, just wait for the shot to come to her. Milashenko will hand it off. Yapova. A matchup she would have gone at, but to go inside out. Udenko for 3. That's a foul, I think, over the back, or are they going to call Kreslina for the box? And there was no keeping Olesya Malyshenko off the glass. She was just not relentless effort to get to the offensive boards. It's a battle.
It is. Every possession is battle, and which team's gonna grab the points, which team's gonna grab at the defensive stop.
Boba wants it in the block, has to get it. Just barrels away, and the double team comes inside outside. Ludenenko for three. Great work on the glass. Jakubczony drops into the space just to get the rebound. Everybody in the crowd wants to be a referee right now. Agiepova gets the steal, great pass down, but cannot control it, but she recovers.
Yeah, just with
that looks bad. And the referee, and I think you can't criticize a referee at all. Agiepova had the possession, and he thought it was bad enough, and she's too close to the court, and you've got to congratulate the official for thinking of the player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't take the chance here. That looked, it went down, and she went down, and I hope it's just contact. I hope it's not the twist. The medical staff, a little slow, should we say. But the medical staff weren't as fast as the referee, let's put it that way.
Yeah,
and again, I wish they had some way of getting these guys off the floor without, risking further damage by lifting them like this. I think they're going to sit next to the president.
A little bit too far away, I think, but almost there.
I can't see anyone from the medical staff with her, right?
Okay, no, not really. I think
he's gone back over there. At the moment, Linko's sitting in the front row of the crowd on her own. Unbelievable. Whistle on the play. As Adelenko really put it on the floor and went to work. Just to give you an update, the medical staff are now treating their player. Agiepova puts it on the floor, kicks it. Ludenenko, extra pass. Malyshenko drops the three. The extra pass. The defense has to recover. And the way to share the basketball. 5:40 to go in three. And Latvia with a 6-point lead. Jakubczony confident. No, it drains the three.
That's the best response you can give. When you receive three and you hit the three, that really keeps the momentum going for you.
And you got to take your hat off. They left her alone, say, and in any other game, I would shoot it. I'm going to shoot it right now, too. Agiepova will fill the switch. Rainbows the three is long. Ko comes down with a defensive rebound, and Jakubczony must be really confident after making the three. Iliaku thinks about it, puts it on the floor. Now she needs a pass desperately. Turnover. No one moved for it. This team have to keep moving. Skavitska gets it back. That's it. Penetrates baseline, stops and pops, knocks down the two. All of a sudden, it looks so easy to score for both teams.
Yeah, that was really experienced play from Skavitska, having Zenta Melnika on her easy one fake shot and then go under the arms.
Iliaku into the half court. Kreslina. Sony after making the three. Looks at her options. Tries to turn the corner, needs a pass, finds a pass. A sloppy turnover. Malyshenko tried to be a little bit too cute with the pass. Too much on it.
And again, you wish Zenta Melnika was waiting, so Labera has set it up her position before she receives that pass. Great.
Last for two, and that's a nice finish. Timeout. Radlovic gets the two. Latvia take the timeout as the lead is cut to 5 with 4:07 to go in the third quarter. As we get to see Holovovic going to the bench eventually. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. Injured player just left in the crowd.
And it was almost like one of the members of the crowd was looking after her more. That's not the speed you expect from medical staff when you're one of the players at the EuroBasket is injured.
It's a professional player. That's a career you've got to look after. So Martin Zibats, he's put his team in a place to win. he's got 14 minutes in the game, and he thought it was just getting a little messy, and he was absolutely right. 2 sloppy turnovers, largely because they stood still. Both plays, they just weren't in the rhythm of what they're running.
On the other hand, I think Ukraine has been really moving the ball well the last couple of possessions with the extra passes. When Latvia does really go well, Yakupova, but she's not really forcing, she's opening up her teammates, and Malashenko and Udoyenko really has been now contributing together with Biloskerkivskaya. So really good play from Ukraine the last couple of possessions.
Replay at the 3 that really did ignite the crowd, but Ukraine came back strong with 5 unanswered. So we have a 5-point game. And Elena Tigiliaku gets it into the half court. Sony will move the basketball. Stratmane, a little bit of rhythm to this set. Tigiliaku wraps it. Stratmane didn't even look at the hoop. Nice drive, blew the layup, but great decision. But Pilibele just has got to make that shot. Tigiliaku chance to, maybe a Pova chance to cut this to a 2 or 3-point game. Scott. Tigiliaku puts it on the floor. For 3, it's no good. Tigiliaku comes down with a rebound, and they have to call the foul on that. Medalovic couldn't get the rebound. You knew she was going to try and hunt the ball, and Tigiliaku's on the floor, which is the last place. And this gym has just gone dead quiet until she gets up, and now everybody's happy again.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's 4th personal of, no, it's not, it's 3rd personal of Radulovic right now.
So foul trouble starting to become a potential problem for the Ukraine. Pilibele moves the basketball on. Stratmane, whistle on the play. Offensive foul as Rumane is charged with a personal. And again, I hate those calls where all 10 players don't know what's been called.
Yeah.
No one's appealing for the foul either way.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think the players knows at all.
Biloskerkivskaya. We may have to go the whole second half at the point. They look such a better team with her on the floor. Drops it inside. Wrap the pass. Svitska puts it on the floor, opens it up. The 2-point floater is no good. That's a rebound by Buramane. Over everybody, outside her own space. Gets it on the trowel and hits the second side. Tigiliaku leans in, gets the 2, used her body so well. Took all the contact she needed, used it, and finished the play.
Yeah, that was a cut from strong side, dribbling all the way to the weak side around the rim, and no defensive player of Ukraine has helped for that penetration.
Medalovic in the lane, kicks. The open 3 is long. Malashenko, so disappointed. Tigiliaku drops the 2. And that's exactly what I mean about you don't have to go looking for shots. You penetrate, they leave you, you take your time, and you take what you need. Timeout for the Ukraine. 2:06 to go in the 3rd. And Latvia have re-established the 9-point advantage on the back of 28 points from Tigiliaku. And it's coach Zikovic who's got some talking to do.
We see Malashenko 15 points, Naumenko 4 rebounds. I'm kind of missing in those stats today Yakupova. Normally we would see her in most of those stats kind of showings, but this time I think Latvia does a great job filling the inside space to just push her more to shoot from long distance, which is not really working for Yakupova in today's game, shooting only scored 2 out of 9 threes, shooting 22%. So really good tactic from Latvian team to let other players of Ukraine to try to lead this game to the winning end. And so far, they are struggling. So Latvia on the top of the horse again with that great transition, quick transition offense. Again, Elina Dikalaku leading the team. I'm gonna feel we're talking only about her, but she deserves the credit in today's game because she has been just exceptional, having already 28 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, just 31 efficiency. Great performance.
Well, we said before the game that what would you offer Agiapova, and you said offer her the jump shot. If she makes it, great, whatever, but she will score if you let her go to the hoop. Itska puts it to the corner. They change the angle. Great effort. Defensively, great effort. The pass was a little slow. And on the inside, Meleshenko just could not hold her spot for long enough. End line possession for Ukraine. 6 on the possession. Yakubova has it in her hands. Wraps the pass. And rotation was tremendous.
Another great example for great defensive possession.
As we keep saying, it's what you do away from the ball. And they're very active at this moment. Latvia away from the ball, so good.
Yeah, and Latvia really does stop Yakubova into that penetration with 2 players. But what's more important is that rotation, which is there on time to really either steal the ball or slow down the offense.
Yaku. Marmani moves it over. Bulberi hasn't really been a factor until now. Has it knocked away? And Ukraine in the break. If you work hard, good things happen. 3-on-2 going the other way. Iliaku has it. Lines up the 3. Doesn't get the drop, but I'm with her for taking it. 1:13 to go with a 9-point advantage. Savitska has it at the top, trying to have a look at what she has. Agiapova, you can't ask Diliaku to play defense on her as well, surely. That's a foul. That's a crazy foul. It's one of those tired fouls by Malenka.
It's no needed because obviously now Menko is not the best 3-point shooter. Just give yourself some space. That was a little bit too close out.
Well, now Menko now goes to the free throw line on top of everything else. It's a team foul situation. So Ukraine get an easy way of cutting the margin, but you've got to make them. And it doesn't matter the level you play at. The pressure of a free throw, it doesn't matter how long people have played this game. It's always been there. You have to step up and make them. And she only goes 1 for 2.
And we always say it's the easiest shot in basketball. You never have a defender on, so you really got to focus because it could cost you a game by the end.
Yep. Mani, second side, Bulberi. Iliaku, out deep. Nice pass. No, great help defensively. Now Menko really being a factor now. She's so active at both ends of the floor. But it's Skavitska on the floor. Hands the ball off. Agiapova has it. Takes the 3. Puts up the real rainbow 3. Drops in and out. And even she, I think she's looking a little tired. I think Latvia just made her work for the whole game.
Yeah, absolutely, because her setting up to that 3-point shooting when she's not really hitting, even as an experienced player, you need to try to change something.
Iliaku to the hoop for 2. Too easy, but she has to recognize it, and she makes it. Iliaku gets the ball away, but it's a prayer and it's not answered. And we've made it to the end of the 3rd quarter, and Latvia have a 58-48 advantage. And this is draining for the crowd, it's draining for the players, it's draining for us.
Yeah, absolutely, but here we see some stats, 61 shooting for Latvia, 55, 2 points Ukraine. Still Ukraine struggles from outside, even though they already hit 5. But I think they really, what they do struggle is with that transition offense.
But what a third quarter. It was a great effort by the Ukraine. Really did get into that lead, but Eliaku and the rest of the Latvian team just would not, and most importantly, would not make mistakes. Really did look after the basketball, get the shots they want. They ran a little pick and roll action. Eliaku's gone on to 30 personal out of 58. She has over half the points at a phenomenal percentage.
Yeah, absolutely. Ukraine is unable to stop Elena Eliaku point-wise, leading-wise. But what more, I already mentioned it before this promotion. I think Ukraine really needs to focus to stop that transition offense of Latvia, because they're dominating in that element in this game, and that would bring them the opportunity to score and still lead. Almost 60 points in 3 quarters. That's a really high number, and it tells you how much effective offense is of Latvia with all that movement and all the players involved.
The Eliaku layup meant that they have a 10-point advantage at the end of 3. Now she's gone the whole second, she's gone the whole third quarter. She's had about 2 minutes on the bench. At some point, is the emotion going to be enough? But then in the same breath, Eliakubova, she looks as tired, if not more, because the whole Latvian team has made her work. She's had to give the ball up. She's not getting rewarded or the emotional lift. Start of 4. Eliaku has the basketball, gets it back. Whistle on the play. That's not the start that Ukraine wants, especially as that's Gorobets, who's going to pick up a full foul. Gorobets is so important for this team that her time has been limited by the foul trouble. Romane just about recovers inside.
I'm not sure if you want to leave the tallest player of the Latvia wide open under the rim. That's a big misunderstanding defensively in the Ukrainian team.
Yapova settles for the 3 and is off. Great work on the glass, but a poor shot in the end. But the Ukraine somehow lose the possession. Eliaku wants it back, gets it back. Beautiful pass. Lavari inside. Whoa! 2! Well, if you want to get everybody to touch the ball on the break, that's the way to do it.
That has been an educational possession offensively for Latvia.
Even the president was up on that one. The long 2, the tough 2, foul called. And as much as Romane will complain, she's off balance, she's going forward, it's always going to be a foul.
Look at this offense. 1 pass, 2nd pass, 3rd pass, 4th pass, and 5th pass right under the basket. Excellent play from Latvian whole team.
Well, we've always talked yesterday and today about the 4 transition defense of the Ukraine, and the time has really been exploited by Latvia. Last night, Spain ran the floor and just spotted up and knocked down open shots. Latvia are now going to the ring. It's just they're not getting back and picking people up, and you can see the next few minutes are crucial for Ukraine.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, we have to look at the fact that Yakubova really is just now trying to hit the shot from outside, but I think she should change her rhythm personally and try to attack, because only that way she can open her teammates maybe to get them more involved offensively. Because right now, if you're just gonna shoot around the perimeter and not have enough rebound, which Latvia really boxing them out well, I don't think you will bring the game to the winning end. So you gotta change something.
So, on the free throw line, Malyshenko goes to 16 personal. She's the leading scorer for Ukraine. That doesn't get said very often. She's trying to shoot the ball on 3,000 Latvians, and she does. It's only you, the ball, and the basket. That's all that matters in the free throw. Doesn't matter if there's 20,000 people in the gym. Eliaku. And Ukraine need a little run here. It doesn't need to be like a huge run. They just need some momentum. Foul on the possession.
Yeah, again,
Reaching foul.
yes, Radulovic being a little bit too close to Kraslina. She already had the ball, so give yourself a little bit space for the penetration to try to cover that defensively.
Mari gets it up. Kreslina recognizes the lane is open and is fouled on the way through, and she's got to make that shot.
That was a wide open layup again. Even though she's been fouled, it's good.
She should be going to the line for the extra, not for
Yes,
the two.
absolutely.
That's why. And Kreslina's woes on the free throw line continue. And she just about makes the second. You can almost see the tension in the arm as she let the second one go. 13-point margin, 8.5 to go. This is going to seem like the longest 8.5 minutes to the crowd you can imagine. Iapova puts it on the floor, goes strong, is hit, and one. You have to defend the first bounce. If you don't defend the first bounce, she's going to beat you. And it didn't matter if she got hit by 3 people, she still made the shot.
Yeah, absolutely. She still is one of the biggest players in Europe, and I think Zenta Melnika has been really a little bit late on that split line, and look at that, it's just quality.
To make it a 3-point play and a 10-point game. And she misses from the line but gets her own rebound, almost the worst outcome. Pass to the inside, offensive rebound. It's an absolute nightmare of a possession for Latvia, and they get another offensive rebound. And somehow the ball bounces out and will stay with the Ukraine.
That's a battle.
But this will be the 5th chance they have. The free throw, the missed shot, the missed shot, the missed shot. It's you can, if you want this is to win and try to progress, you've got to rebound. Substitutions coming in for Latvia as Paula Stradamane checks into the game. Iapova for 3, doesn't get the drop again, and another clash on the glass. And we're going to jump it up, and it'll stay with the Ukraine again.
This is the moment Latvia needs to again reposition and really get to the point that they need to box the Ukraine team out, because that's been like a 4th offensive rebound given up just in like 20 seconds of the game.
It's their 5th phase without having to play defense. Gorbets, Iapova for 3, way off. Another offensive rebound. Ball goes up and
one.
If you give a team 6 phases to score, they are bound to score, and the worst outcome. An and one opportunity. Great offensive rebound by Radulovic.
We have to give the credit now to Ukrainian player. Hustle on the glass, getting those offensive rebounds to give them another possessions to try to score.
And that becomes a 5-point trip of the M1 and the 2 from the Iapova 2. Makes it an 8-point game. Latvia need to re-establish a little bit of confidence and momentum. Kreslina. They just don't want to get the electric at all. Kreslina for 3. Oh! It's like they dared her to shoot the ball, and Kreslina just knocked it down. And it's back out to 11. Iapova inside the lane, kicks. Gorbets the extra pass. Penetration. Udodenko off the glass is tough. Tough move, and kisses the glass, makes the 2. We're back in single digits. Kreslina, we said could be the extra, feeling it. Doesn't get the back-to-back 3s. Iapova in transition, dangerous situation, beautiful. Pass to the inside, they blow to 2, another offensive rebound, they're gonna call the offensive foul. Kreslina hits the deck.
That was right in front of the eyes of officials, so definitely that call is 100%.
Credit the official for keeping up with this one. So they take the shot, there's the shot. Camera's on the ball, we don't see the push. Good call by the official. Kreslina attacks it, getting some confidence here. Mid-range 2, drains it.
Wow.
4th quarter is Kreslina time, obviously. Goes to double digits and 10 points.
And not only offensively, she does a great job on Yakupova as well, defensively, which is definitely the benefit for Latvian.
Agiapova moves it on. Melashenko, Luvovic, and Kreslina's everywhere. It's her time at the game, and she brings it with confidence to the hoop for two. Poor shot in the end. Agiapova going the other way. Yaku tries to play defense and is smart enough not to foul. They can't get over this 9-point hump. Ukraine have been at 9 points on 3 occasions recently. Stramane, Iliaku looks at what she has. Little hesitation in the lane. Beautiful pass. Agiapova is just beat on the floor. She couldn't recover, couldn't rotate.
And again,
sucking air at the moment.
Another great court floor reading from Elina Dikalaku, recognizing she has 2 defenders.
Oh, it drops the 3. Here she comes again. 8-point game. Closest they've been for a little while. There's people out here who are really dead beat on the floor. The missed layup. Agiapova looks long, and she's not going to catch that. Melashenko despairingly saw the ball go out of bounds.
To be honest, that's been a great run from Melashenko, and good look from Yakupova. Just delivered a pass to her hands instead of 2 meters over.
So, Zivac wants to talk it over. Ukraine take the timeout. Coach Boskovic. See, the trouble I see him having is still a long time to go in the game. Has he got the legs to change his defense, or is this just to give his players a rest?
Yeah, so the 5 minutes is still a whole way to go, and to be honest, I think anything is open, because right now it's just up and down here. We see that 3 of Yakupova, and she can get crazy any time. I think really Latvia does play great team defense on her, especially don't allow her to really explode. But even though she's been able to hit 21, on the other hand, I think now Elina Dikalaku took a couple minutes, 5 minutes, let's say, considering how she played first 3 quarters. And I think, and hope for Latvia that she has just caught the breath again, and she's going to be effective offensively, even though I have to say Kreslina has stepped up massively to give Elina Dikalaku those couple minutes to breathe and charge her batteries. So we'll see, because excellent effort of Ukraine player on the offensive glass, just causing a bit troubles right now to Latvian defense.
Yaku enters high, gets the handoff, drops the bounce pass in, foul, and the help is late.
And I think we see Radulovic on the 5th personal foul right now.
Radulovic will leave the game. Big call here for Coach Boskovic. He could go a little smaller in the backcourt, or does he go player for player? He goes smaller in the backcourt, which I think is the right thing for him to do.
Yeah, but Bilecevska had a great game so far, scoring 5 points, but more, she's really driving and giving the idea to Ukrainian offense.
Melenka, sorry, not Melashenko, Melenka with the free throw. Too many M's. 2 for 2 at a crucial time.
Really important two free throws for Latvia.
Back out to a 10-point game. Budanenko will hand it off. Melashenko gets it back. Agiapova downtown for 3. Oh my word!
This is what I'm talking about.
She's gonna make it, yeah.
She's gonna make it. She's just there. So Latvia really needs to keep an eye on her again.
Little touch pass to the inside. Melenka goes up, gets the drop. Great decision by Deliaku. Throw it down the gut of the defense. And Latvia keep it ticking over. That's all they have to do. Grobets, nice pass, great recovery by Deliaku. They had to rotate because of the switch.
Yeah, it's a shame now that Melashenko didn't cut towards to the basket, because she had wide open line to the rim. And I think Budoyenko even communicated now with her that she needs to cut the basket.
Rumane checks back in. Bilibele has sat down. Great steal. Bilibele, and guess who's on the break? Iliaku goes up. It's knocked away. And Bieliatska-Vitska. And Iliaku looks at the official, says, hey, no whistle. But you got to credit the recovery defensively. Let's take a look. Can only be a foul.
Yeah, the player is behind the player trying to reach the ball.
Only be a foul.
Absolutely right.
Okay. Svitska puts it on the floor, finds herself in two-point land, and takes the two, and can't get it to drop. Bulveri is becoming a factor here defensively. Puts it on the floor, looks for a pass. Nice entry. Malenko for two is good. Malenko coming to play in the ball. 18 personal. It's another career night. Iapova puts it on the floor, steps back, goes again, second move in the lane. Has to go to the free throw line. Bulveri looks at the referee, but I don't know why. There's obvious contact. Here's the penetration.
And again, Iagupova recognized that Rumemane is on her and has no even 1 point of hesitation that it has been a foul.
She could have picked any one of the two. Bulveri had the hand in the stomach, but she's got to make the throws now. This is when free throws really put pressure on you. Iapova knocks down the first.
And this is why Iagupova is so effective, because she hits those two threes. So we see the adjustment of the Latvian defense straight away to step up to her, and she's using into her strong, her strength, into that penetration she's really good at.
It's a very good call. Stoutmane came off Stoutmane's leg. Why Stoutmane takes it over the halfway line on the sideline is a huge question.
Yeah, that's one spot you don't want to dribble when you're crossing the half-foot line right on the side of the court.
He's got for three. Oh! Bieliatska-Vitska with a quick release on the three and the contact. This could make it a 5-point game, and you called it when she came back in. She's the energy provider for this team. No debate, lines it up. There's the foul. Not that much of a contact, but still there. This to make it a 5-point game, which she doesn't. And they dodge a big bullet then. Iliaku takes the ball screen, lines up the three. Is there anything else she can do for this team tonight? 33 personal. Nice pass to the inside, but the easy two is good.
Great move again, great beat.
Malashenko held her space and gave enough space for the pass to be thrown into. Now Yaku puts it on the floor. Feet set for three, surely not, way short. Yakubu Kova has it, stops, fires the three. Bulveri has it, and will try and take some time out of the game. Kreslina. Does she still have that confidence from early in this period? Puts it on the floor, goes right, lays it up off the glass, blows the layup, offensive rebound, and they can't complete the play. Well, they get a layup and an offensive putback. They still lead by 7.
That's a great attack from Kreslina. The thing that she didn't make that layup, that's another story, but she has recognized that Budoyenko was guarding her, so she just pulled her out and attacked her. Great decision. It's a shame that Rumemane didn't finish that layup after their great effort on the offensive glass.
Well, Ukraine take their last timeout with 1:47 to go. They're down 7. I assume they'd advance the ball to the front court and just have a full team reset. Surely the ball's going to end up in Aghiapova's hands.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see if this timeout's gonna give Coach Boskovic the opportunity or make him to decide to change something strategically to try to decrease this margin as soon as it's possible to try to be strong for the last seconds of the game. Just 1 minute 47 seconds is still a long time to go, to be honest, in the game, and anything can happen, and I'm not sure if you wouldn't save that timeout for a little bit later. That's a question for coach, but obviously we gotta respect his decision.
No, you can question it from here because he doesn't know. It's okay.
Yeah.
But no, to be fair, he's down 7. He's got 147. What does he save it for? If he thinks he wants to create, if he scores this time down the floor, he could be back at 4 points down. Different game all of a sudden. It's still going to be a 2-possession game, but if he scores here and he's up the floor, he's got to score inside 14 seconds. He doesn't waste time advancing the ball. So you can see why he's done it. It's just where he's going to go now for the quick shot that he wants. Gorbets will inbound. Bilitska. Well, there was no doubt that Agiapova was going to get it. Bilitska attacks it down the middle, kicks, the open three is long. And guess who comes down with a defensive rebound? Deliaku. That's another positive stat. And she's going to try and ice this right now. Kreslina looks inside, going high. Oh, Malenka. One of those moments it slipped through her fingers. Lavelle stops, pops, and we got a whistle on the play.
Nothing has been quite unnecessary far from Marchenko. She knows, the coach knows, everyone knows. Giving 3 opportunities to score from the foul line shot for Pulvera.
So she comes off the screen, gets her feet set. Everything is fine now. You're just challenging the shot, but she carried on. She makes the first.
She's really offering right now opportunity to Latvian team to bring the game to the winning end.
If she makes all, well, just about to say, if she makes all 3, it could become a 4-possession game, but if she makes this, it's still a 3-possession game. But with Agiapova on the floor, that does not mean too much. Can't complete. Agiapova has it and will keep. This is only going one way. She's going up. Don't foul her. She gets the 2. 6-point game, down to a 2-possession game with 1:05 to go. Deliaku needs it and gets it. They cannot let her take time out of this game. They've got to try and force the issue, Ukraine. Pulvere, such an important stop. Ukraine need to stop right now. Pulvere down the middle, kicks it. Kreslina for the 3 is long. Defensive rebound gives the ball back to the Ukraine with 38 seconds to go in a 6-point game. Marchenko is short. Offensive rebound. Veritska is short. And the ball is in Deliaku's hands. She can run this off. The president's up. The crowd is up. Latvia are going to get the win on the back of 33 points from Elena Deliaku. And she has the ball. She knows that points could be important here. Gets it back. Kreslina for the 2 is no good. The offensive rebound and put back. That makes it an 8-point game. And that, for Coach Zebox and Latvia, for the president of Latvia and this crowd, is a huge performance. 82-74, Latvia get the 8-point win. And everybody is celebrating. The Ukraine played hard. They never laid down and died. They tried to come back, but Latvia get the win. Well, Teresa, that's why EuroBasket women is EuroBasket women. There's 3,000 Latvians on their feet. The president's on his feet.
Yeah.
What does it mean? It means nothing. It means they've got to come back on Sunday and get a result.
Absolutely, and when it comes to that question before the game, if the pressure is going to work for Latvia or against Latvia, we know that it worked definitely for them. And what I would point out is the individual performance of Elina Nikolaou. She was everywhere. She could do anything she decided to do in today's game. But what other element I would point out is that great team defense on Jakubova, because they kept that player really down to the point-wise for the most of the game. She just exploded with those couple threes in the last quarter, and I think that was another key element of this game why Latvia brought this game to the winning end.
Well, there is Deliaku in shot. There are the statistics: 59% from two, 47% from three against 24%, which is where the game was pretty much won and lost. Rebound-wise, 17 offensive rebounds for the Ukraine. Wasn't even enough. 18 turnovers, 21 turnovers. It was a pressure game. You know there were going to be mistakes, and those stats really do bear that out. But when it comes down to, you know, the why and the wherefore, a stat line that you would die for in this competition. There's 33 points. You have over the 28 to lead them. But that stat line for Deliaku, 33 points, 11 from 17. She shot 64%, 50% from the three-point range. 7 assists, 6 rebounds. She had 5 turnovers, but she had the ball the whole game. That's just a crucial, amazing performance. And I had to sit and watch her in the press conference yesterday where it hurt. And she said then, you win or you learn. And her team has learned here of how they have to win, and they've come up with results. Tremendous performance by her. Tremendous performance by her team. Just phenomenal for Latvia.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, you know what, when she needed that break, there was other players, either if it was Pulvera at the second quarter, coming up with those quick 9 points and holding point-wise the Latvia in that first half, the second quarter, or it was Kristina in the last quarter, and another one, big game for Zinta Melnika down under the rim, shooting 8 out of 9, which is 88%. Another great performance, and it tells you that this win, Latvia really grabbed by a team, even though they've been led by an exceptional Elina Nikolaou.
But it's still tough for Latvia. Just to clarify, they currently sit with a minus score if there's a three-way tie if the Ukraine beat Great Britain, assuming Great Britain loses to Spain. So it's still a tough one, and they still need Great Britain to come up with a result against the Ukraine, or it could all go sour. So this competition leaves you in a situation where every game will count. Zibats, Deliakova, the story's there for the local fans. That was just an emotional roller coaster for this country and this team, and what a performance. Well, she definitely learned, and her teammates learned after the loss to Great Britain. That must have hurt at home, and they found a way to respond. I tell you, the other thing that Teresa, this Ukrainian team has players beyond Agiapova, because other players had to step up, and they did.
Yeah, especially Malashenko has really had a great game today with all those assists from Jakubova, but she has been moving really well today. But I would say Bilatskierska as well, great performance for Ukraine, but it just wasn't enough today against a great Latvian team, supported by the amazing crowd here in Riga.
It's plays like that where she drew players and gave someone easy points. That's part of her 7 assists. And you just got to give so much credit to a player who looked emotionally drained and disappointed yesterday, and instead of doing anything else, she put a performance on the floor.
You know, we always say lead by an example, and I think this was an excellent example for young players to know how to really lead and carry your team on your back, especially in front of the home nation.
Well, we're going to get a look at the standings of Group A, with Latvia with its 1-1 record, Great Britain and Spain playing Ukraine in a dire situation with 0-2. Still have an opportunity. Did not write them off, and you never can write them off because they're a good team. So with Spain and Great Britain to come, that'll do it for game 3 on game day 2. We'll see you soon for the nightcap game.
Serbia.